welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast. Got a pretty interesting show for you here today. Going to talk some Los Angeles Chargers and their golden boy, Justin Herbert. But it's not going to be quite like you think. But before we get to that, let's go ahead. If you're here on YouTube and do what we know we got to do, please go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date on whenever new content drops on the channel if you haven't done that already. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in the Format Podcast, and we should come right up. Make sure you give us a like if you're enjoying the content. Make sure you give us that 5-star review and leave us a comment. All these things help us rise in the algorithm, help us find more sports fans, help more sports fans find us. And don't forget to share the podcast. All right. So let's talk Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. All right. So Justin Herbert, let's say this. College football is continuing to give us, I guess, more NFL pro-ready quarterbacks than we have seen in the past. And a lot of that has to do with NFL coaches now kind of smartening up and easing the transition of young quarterbacks to the league by applying some of their college concepts. A lot of that also has to do with the fact that, let's be real, a lot of the physicality has been taken out of the game in that you can't really hit quarterbacks the way you used to. You can't hit receivers the way you used to. And again, a lot of the schemes are made to ease that transition. And so you have situations where, don't get me wrong, you still have some busts, but in a lot of cases, it's easier for a college quarterback to come from college and have success right away or earlier in their career in the NFL. And one of the main examples of this is Justin Herbert, right? If you notice on the intro, I called him Los Angeles Chargers golden boy because realistically, that's all you hear. Justin Herbert this, Justin Herbert that, right? If he was playing for a bigger team, a bigger, I guess, more popular franchise, it would probably be insane. Like, can anybody imagine if Justin Herbert was playing for the Cowboys, what it would be? But anyway, so Justin Herbert playing for the Chargers. This is a guy who set the touchdown record for touchdowns by a rookie quarterback as when he was a rookie. It's 2 years ago, broke Baker Mayfield's record. So really good quarterback, smart guy and all that. But I'm starting to wonder, is Justin Herbert overrated? That's my question. And I know that to a lot of people, that sounds crazy, right? Justin Herbert's a big kid. I think he's like 6'4". He's like 220, 225. He's got the big arm. He's mobile. He can do all these things. He's a smart kid. Colin Cowherd never forgets to let us know every time he mentions Justin Herbert that he was a 4.0 biology student at University of Oregon. Yeah, that's fantastic. Has nothing to do with football, but okay. Anyway, so I assume that makes him a smart kid, and maybe that helps him to be able to digest football concepts, offenses, etc. Cool. You got that level of intelligence. All that's great. But for all the hype Justin Herbert has been getting, what has it led to? For the numbers that Justin Herbert puts up, what has it led to? Where is the success for Justin Herbert? I don't know. Now, most people are going to tell you the issue is Brandon Staley, their head coach. He's a defensive guy, and the Chargers don't particularly have a great defense, right? The defense has regressed since Brandon Staley took the job. He's been there 3 years. But I'm starting to wonder, at what point are we going to start laying some of the blame for this thing at the feet of Justin Herbert? Now, again, I'm not trying to sit here and tell you the guy's a bum. I'm trying to tell you that he may well be overrated. And I get it. You want an elite player in a major media market like Los Angeles. That works. Matt Stafford he's an older quarterback. At one point was arguably elite, but you know what? Now that I think about it, at one point, Matt Stafford was Justin Herbert, right? He was with the Detroit Lions, putting up all the beautiful numbers. And what was it leading to? Nothing. He didn't get a playoff win in all that time he was there. Now, Matt Stafford obviously had the physical tools. He comes to the LA Rams, and in his first year there, he wins a Super Bowl. Now, let's not forget, for the sake of context, that year, Matt Stafford literally almost gave it away. He threw what would have been a go-ahead interception to the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. I think it was Jaquiski Tartt, who coincidentally dropped it and is now no longer in the league, which is crazy, right? That dropped interception, which led to the Rams winning the championship, cost him his job as a professional football player. But anyway, I digress. The point is, much like Justin Herbert early in his career, he was putting up incredible numbers in Detroit. And, he had the mobility, he had the big arm, very similar type of player, but it wasn't leading to wins. And I think that's what we're kind of seeing now. Now, what's getting to me is that they keep blaming all this on Brandon Staley. Now, is Brandon Staley an outstanding coach? No. Has he made a number of questionable decisions throughout his time as a head coach? Absolutely. But this year, the Chargers went ahead and made it a point of emphasis to get who we thought was an outstanding elite offensive play caller and an elite offensive young mind in Kellen Moore from the Dallas Cowboys and make him the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Cool. You thought that would have worked, right? Kellen Moore had a lot of success with Dak Prescott, who most people in the NFL and most people around the NFL would tell you is not the quarterback Justin Fields is. I tend to agree, but if you watch the show, I'm not a big fan of Dak Prescott either. Although, let me give him his flowers. He's having a tremendous year so far this year. But I think Dak Prescott, digressing again, is one of those guys that until he does it in the big moments, which would be the playoffs, getting to an NFC championship game or getting to a Super Bowl and winning it, no one is going to see Dak Prescott as more than what he is, which has been a regular season wonder. So we got some time. We'll figure it out. Let's see if Dak is what he is attempting to show us he is this season. Anyway, back to Justin Herbert and the Chargers. So here's my thing. I'm looking at this guy, right? And what made me start thinking about this is Justin Herbert got injured yesterday, and we wish him a speedy recovery to get back on the field. But prior to that, the 2 games prior to that, the Chargers, which is a team that has weapons and is a team that obviously has the quarterback. They just paid him a lot of money. I think like $230, something like that. They just paid him a lot of money, or extended him, I should say. And they scored 16 points, not yesterday, but in the 2 prior games preceding yesterday, right? They scored 16 points. And I can't understand, if you are supposed to be that guy, how is it your offense is not putting up more production? Now, again, I'm going to go back to saying, pointing to last year's AFC wildcard playoff game at Jacksonville, which I covered for the Florida Star newspaper. Shout out Florida Star. He was there, and I believe that they were up, they being the Chargers, were up on the Jags 27-3 and 27-0 at one point, and they managed to score only 3 points in the entire second half. Now, if you're that guy, Justin Herbert, that they say you are, you should have been able to produce more points than that to put that game away, but you couldn't. And so that says something to me. Now, is part of that the play calling? Yes. Is part of that Big Mo, i.e. momentum, on the side of the Jaguars? Yes. But if you're that guy, at some point, you should have been able to score a little more points to get that breathing room to go ahead and escape Jacksonville with a win. But instead, you couldn't. And the Jags came all the way back, won that game, went on to lose the divisional round at Kansas City 27-20, which was a pretty close game. They played tough. Anyway, so here's my thing. You look at this season, and Justin Herbert is supposed to be one of the bright young quarterbacks in the league, but he's not in the top 10 of most of the major quarterback categories. And I can't understand that, right? Passing yards, he's not top 10. Passing touchdowns, he is number 9, so I'll give him that. But passing yards, he's not top 10. Passer rating, he's not top 10. He doesn't throw a lot of picks, so we'll give him, the fact that he's top 10 in terms of lowest interception percentage, so he definitely gets credit for that one. He's not top 10 in passing yards per game. He's not top 10 in passing yards per attempt. Like, is anyone starting to sense a trend here and see that something's going on? And this is the weird thing. All those numbers he's not top 10 in, but he is top 10 in passing attempts per game. So I'm wondering, like, what is this leading to? Now, some of you might say, okay, he has a very good all-around running back in Austin Ekeler, but Austin Ekeler is, while he's really good, he's not top 10 in rushing. So it's not like they're pounding the ball on the ground and that's taken away from Justin Herbert's passing numbers. I really can't figure it out. I really can't. And so my basic point is, if Justin Herbert is what they say he is, where are the numbers to back it up? And more importantly, where are the wins? The Chargers are now 5-8 on the season. And to me, that's a problem. Now, I'm pretty sure Brandon Staley's going to be going after this year. And the question is, do you elevate Kellen Moore if you're the Chargers? Now, we know that the Spanoses are known for being cheap and not wanting to pay big money on coaches. But if you want to win, at some point you probably need to go ahead and do that. So I'm just wondering, like, what's going on? Where is Justin Herbert? Why are you not doing more to lift your team? That's problematic to me. If you're supposed to be that guy, they pay you the money, right? Everyone is so excited about you. Justin Herbert this, Justin Herbert that, Justin Herbert this, Justin Herbert that. Where are the wins? Where are the numbers? Where is it? I mean, this is the third season now. At what point are you going to give us a playoff win? At what point are we going to see you truly emerge into being one of the elite quarterbacks that they want so badly for you to be, that some people are attempting to tell us that you are? Now, could it be that you have a brand new scheme you're learning this year? Yeah, it could be. But again, like they like to tell us, you're a 4.0 biology student. You're a smart guy. You got the big brain, right? You should be able to figure this stuff out. This is your job now. Put the time in, get in the film. You can figure it out. Now, does it take a little bit of time to get the timing right and to, learn the system in terms of your receivers, where they're going to be, how that works? Yeah, it does. But again, this is your job. And if you're supposed to be one of the elite guys, you should be able to do that. But what I want to know from you is Justin Herbert overrated? Where are the numbers? Where is the winning to back up all the hype? And more than anything, to back up all the money that the Chargers have given you? Leave your comments in the comment section. Can't wait to hear from you. Can't wait to respond to you. I'll get back to you, and we'll be back next episode. And I'm out. Peace.